Okay. I think you have to join again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to pop off here and go onto my laptop.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, so can you please write in the comments if you can hear me and see me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, right. So just good morning, everyone. My name is Chiara. I think you all know me. I am going to lead a soulful Hatha flow. We're going to have a peak pose today. I'm going to tell you all about it as soon as we get on the mat. So if you would like to have to use a couple of blocks and maybe a strap, you don't necessarily need them, but they might be useful. So I'm just going to get one strap for myself. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go on the mat. If at any point there's anything wrong, you can hear me or see me, maybe write that in the comments. Every maybe 5 or 10 minutes or so, I'm gonna check if there's any comment that I need to have a look at. Okay, so we're gonna start on the mat in a comfortable seated position. Can be cross-legged if that is comfortable for you, or it can even be sitting on your shins. If you do sit on your shins, I would suggest that you start with the toes tucked. So maybe you can start stretching your toes a little bit. And then when that becomes a little bit too much, you can just untuck your toes. So you can choose. I'm going to start in a seated position. Wherever you are, make sure that your sit bones are firmly planted either on the mat or on your feet. And place your hands on your knees, whatever position you're in. Place your hands on your knees. Make sure that you're sitting up tall. Bring the shoulder blades slightly together and open the chest. Trying to relax the shoulders and the throat as much as you can. Close your eyes and start deepening the breath. And to bring the mind and our awareness to the present moment, we can start with a little bit of pranayama, of breath work, with a particular technique that is meant to relax the nervous system and relax our mind and our body as well. And we're going to count as we inhale. We're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hold at the top of your inhale for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then slowly exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just keep going for just a couple more times, following your own breath. If counting to 10 when you hold is too much, you can even make it 5, make it 6, make it whatever is comfortable for you. As long as you focus on your breath and you slow your inhale and your exhale. So today our peak pose is going to be Bird of Paradise, which is quite an advanced pose. Sometimes I can't do it, and I certainly cannot do it myself perfectly. So we're all gonna try this together. But I chose Bird of Paradise because from a spiritual perspective, it's deeply connected with the root chakra. So when we do Bird of Paradise is a balancing pose, but also a pose that is heavily reliant on flexibility and on openness of the hips. So we are rooting down through one leg, depending on obviously what side we are doing Bird of Paradise in. So we're rooting down through the balancing leg, and the root chakra is obviously connected to that rooting down. However, because we are balancing, it's hard to keep the balance. So it conveys the idea of rooting down, trying to root down through shifting circumstances. So obviously trying to also balance with the other leg that's up in the air. And, it involves a lot of different moving parts, but the idea is the idea of rooting down through shifting circumstances. And that is the idea and the theme that I would like my class, my Hatha flow, to convey today, because we obviously are here for fundraising for Ukraine, and in particular for Save the Children. And, I'm not going to go too much into the details of what's happening. However, I just wanted to show our support and the fact that we are, all connected, all in this together, and the circumstances are horrible, but we will try and bring some peace and some rooting for whoever is joining this live, and hopefully with our thoughts to all the people and all the children in Ukraine. Okay, so now go back to your normal breathing, to your normal rhythm of your breath, with deeper inhales and deeper exhales than normal, but don't hold your breath anymore. And now with the hands still on your knees, bring your chin to your chest and start rotating your neck. First in one direction for a couple of times. Make sure that you're still connected to your core, still rooting down through your sit bones. And then change direction. And then come back to center and bring the chin back parallel to the mat. On the next inhale, bring the palms to your shoulders, and let's start drawing some circles. First, with the elbows forward and then backwards, bringing shoulder blades together. Do it a couple more times in this direction. Shoulders are gonna be a big part of our flow today. More shoulder mobility than shoulder strength. So we're gonna try now to bring movement in the joint and then change direction, bringing the elbows at the back to begin with and then forward. And then come back to center, release. On the next inhale, bring the arms up. And as you exhale, take a big side stretch towards the right, placing the right palm on the mat, making sure that both sit bones are still firmly planted on the mat. Open the chest and look up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center. And as you exhale, take a twist to the right. With the right palm just behind your shoulder, behind your back. Inhale, back to center. With arms up, and exhale. Twist to the other side. And then come back to center. And from here, extend the arms in front of you and now bring the right arm just over the left. And you have different ways that you can do this. So you can either hug your shoulders from here if you already feel the shoulders pulling and working. Otherwise, you can bring the back of the hands to touch, or you can go all the way and interlace the arms so that the palms are touching each other. Wherever you are, as you next inhale, bring the elbows slightly up to make sure that they're in line with the shoulders. And just stay here and take a couple of breaths. You should feel a nice stretch in both shoulders, especially the right one. And then on the next exhale, release, maybe shake the arms out a little bit. Let's do the other side. Extend the arms in front. Left arm goes now over the right, either hugging the shoulders or back of the hands to touch, or go all the way and palms are touching. Inhale to lift the elbows up and stay here for a couple of breaths. And then release. Shake the arms. On the next inhale, roll onto your tabletop position with wrists in line with the shoulders and knees in line with the hips. Maybe tuck your toes so that you keep your toes and your legs naturally engaged. And we can close our eyes here and just go through some cat and cow, bringing in some any extra movement that you might want. So as you inhale, drop the belly down, open the chest and look forward. And as you exhale, round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. And close your eyes. And if you want to add any additional movement to this, maybe rocking back and forth or from side to side, or drawing maybe some figure eights with your hips. If you notice any space, any part of your body where you're feeling some tension, maybe concentrate on that area and just stay there, explore that part of your body, send the breath in there. Maybe see if you can release any tension. Maybe it's just a bit tight because we're just starting to move now. And then come back to your neutral tabletop with toes tucked. You can inhale. As you exhale, lift the knees off the mat. Another inhale here. And as you exhale, find your first downward facing dog. Pedaling the dog, the legs out. Press down with your palms, press down with your feet. Make sure that you're sending the hips up so that your spine is really lengthening. Inhale to look forward and exhale, step or walk to the top of the mat with feet hips distance apart. Take a couple of breaths now here in your forward fold. Our hamstrings are also a big part in Bird of Paradise, so we're going to try and lengthen them as much as we can. And then on the next inhale, press into the feet. Come all the way up with arms up. And exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, arms up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms on the mat, step back into your plank. Inhale to shift the weight forward. Exhale, bend the elbows and go all the way down for your chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog if you prefer. Exhale, downward dog. And hold for 2 breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop to the top of the mat. And once again, let's spend a couple of breaths in our forward fold. Maybe pedaling the legs out if it feels good. And on the next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to press into the feet and come all the way up with arms up. Exhale, hands into heart center. And then bring your feet together for one sun salutation B. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the hips down and come up into your chair pose. Make sure that you tuck your tailbone in so that your spine is long. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, see if you can sit down a little bit more in your imaginary chair. See if you can lift the toes. We have the tendency to shift the weight too much forward, and to avoid that, it's always good to see what happens if we lift the toes. And then as you exhale, palms on the mat and step back into your plank. Inhale to shift the weight forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg up. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands. Place the left foot down and inhale to come up into your warrior one. So in your warrior one, your hips are still facing forward. If you feel like you're pulling a bit too much, something weird is happening in your hips, you can walk the right foot a little bit to the right, and this should give you enough space to be able to keep the hips facing forward. And just stay here for an extra breath. Now interlace the fingers behind your back. Bring the shoulder blades together, open in the chest. And as you exhale, fold into your humble warrior. Inhale, back into warrior one. Exhale, palms down, step back into plank. And go through your preferred vinyasa. Chaturanga, cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left leg up. Exhale, left foot in between the hands. Right foot down. If you did walk the right foot to the right before, do it on the left side as well. And inhale to come up into your version of warrior one. And interlace the fingers behind your back, opening the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Try to keep the legs as they are, as they were exactly when you were standing. Make sure that you're not collapsing with your chest, but your legs are still fully supporting the weight of your body. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, step back into plank. And go through your vinyasa, which is going to be the last one. Inhale for your cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now hold for a couple of breaths. Inhale, look forward, exhale. Step, walk or hop to the top of the mat with feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the hips down, come up into your chair pose. And then as you exhale, extend the legs, hands into prayer. Let's start with our flow. So open your feet so that they are now hips distance apart. Take a moment here in your mountain pose to root down. So this is the rooting pose that we all know, and that it looks easy, but it's not. There's a lot going on here, mostly energetically, but also physically. We are trying to not just stand here, but engage the muscles and engage all of our body so that it stands up tall, roots down while also standing up tall towards the sky. And from here, take a big step back with the left foot. Maybe adjust your foot, your leg, wherever it lands. And we're going to open up into warrior two. So the right knee is in line with the right ankle. We're pressing down into the right foot and into the outside of the left foot. Left leg is extended, hips are open to the side, arms are extended, and gaze is to the middle finger of the right hand. So this part of the flow is meant to energize the legs and also to open our shoulders. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to do a few binds in the poses, or, whatever we can to get as close as we can to a bind. As you inhale, reach forward and find your extended side angle. So you can start maybe with this variation with the elbow on the knee. If you have a block, maybe you can use the block to place your palm on the block. Or maybe you can reach the mat. Make sure that you're still on both, your weight is still evenly distributed on both legs. And from here, see if you can take the bind. If you have issues, you can use your strap. So if you want to try and see if you can do the bind, is the right shoulder is basically by the right knee. And then you place the right hand just under the leg. See if you can touch the back of your leg, maybe your back with the hand, and then the right arm goes up, and see if you can interlace the hands. If you can't do it, you can do it on this side. If you can't do it, you can use your strap. So you can place the right arm wherever it gets to, grab the strap, and then with the left arm, see if you can grab another side, another part of the strap. And this is going to open your shoulders and mobilize them quite well. If you can get the bind, if you can get your hands to touch, then you can stay here. And then release, come back up into your warrior two and extend the leg. Oof, we had that for a while. And from here, with the leg extended, maybe bringing the left leg a little bit closer. We're going to go into our triangle. Make sure that your strap is still close enough to you, because we're going to do the bind as well in our triangle. Inhale to reach forward and exhale to find your triangle. And just hold your triangle for a couple of breaths. Once again, to energize the legs, bring some more space in the hips. You're sending your right hip forward and the left hip backwards. And then from here, let's see what we can do. See if we can find a bind. So as before, with the leg extended, it's a bit harder, but let's see if we can get the right arm just under the leg, and then with the strap just to the back of our body, holding it with the left hand. Let's see if we can find, now I can't do the bind on this side, so I'm just holding two different parts of the strap, but still opening the shoulders quite a bit. And then let go. And inhale to come all the way up. And from here, bring the feet together at the top of the mat, and let's find our pyramid pose. So with the right foot still at the top of the mat, let's take a medium-sized step back with the left foot. Feet are parallel and on parallel lines. Inhale to extend our back and exhale to find pyramid. If you have blocks, you can place your hands on blocks. And once again, here we're working on the hamstring. Hold for a couple of breaths. And then placing the left palm on the mat or on a block. Inhale to open up to the right in your revolved triangle. And then come back. Inhale to come up halfway, hands on the hips, and then come all the way to the top of your mat. And let's now do the same on the other side. I'm going to change side to still face the camera. Inhale here, and as you exhale, take a big step back with the right leg, making sure that you find your strength in your warrior two. Root down with your legs, with your feet. Inhale, shift the weight forward, find your extended side angle. You can start just with your elbow on the knee, and then you can stay here, or if you want to explore a little bit more, maybe you can place your hand on a block or on the mat, and maybe you can find a bind with or without your strap. If you do find the bind, make sure that you're not crunching like this. It doesn't really matter if you manage to touch your hands, but you're then like crunching down like that. So try to keep your chest open, your shoulders open. We're mobilizing the shoulders, so you should feel a nice stretch in the shoulder. Obviously, they shouldn't hurt. And then release and come all the way up. Extend the leg. Maybe bring in the right leg a little bit closer. Arms extended. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, triangle. Couple of breaths in triangle. And then see if we can find the bind. I'm going to use the strap once again in my bind. So left arm goes under the leg, maybe grab hold of a part of the strap, and then another part of the strap is going to be held by the right hand. And feel the nice stretch in the shoulders. If you can't do any of this, that's fine. I'm going to give you a couple of variations for Bird of Paradise, so it doesn't matter if you can do all of that. Then come all the way up, step to the top of the mat, and then take a medium-sized step back with the right foot. And we're going to go into our pyramid pose. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. Maybe placing the hands on blocks or on the mat in front of you. And placing the right palm on the mat, open up towards the left side. And then come back to center. And come all the way up and to the top of the mat. From here, gonna do just a couple of poses to work on our balance. So root down through the right foot. Gonna start on the right side. And when you feel ready and you found also your drishti, so your focal point, which is something that is not moving in front of you that you can concentrate on to keep your balance, you're gonna lift the left knee. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, bend the right knee, start shifting the weight forward and sending the left leg back to find your version of Warrior 3. So in your Warrior 3, what matters is that your back body is in a straight line. So this is also Warrior 3. You don't necessarily have to be parallel to the mat. You can keep your right leg maybe a little bit bent, or maybe you can extend it. And you can do whatever you want with your arms. They can be extended along your body, extended in front, maybe in prayer's position. Inhale to bring the knee once again in front of you. Bend the right knee generously and wrap the left leg all the way around the right leg as much as you can. So you can be here, you can be here, or you can go all the way and wrap it all the way. Extend the arms in front, right arm goes over the left, and we're going to do what we did at the beginning of the practice. So either hugging the elbows or back of the hands to touch, or palms to touch. Inhale, elbows in line with the shoulders. Exhale, see if you can bend the knee a little bit more. This is your eagle pose. It's very hard. I'm sweating. And then release. Maybe shake legs out a little bit. And let's do the other side. Finding your foundation now onto your left foot. Find your focal point, bend the left knee a little bit and lift the right knee. Inhale, as you exhale, shift the weight forward, send the right leg back, energize the right foot, and find your version of Warrior 3. In your Warrior 3, make sure that your hips are still facing down. There's a tendency to open up to the side, but let's not do that. So if you have to be a little less parallel, but with the correct alignment, then that's much better. Another breath in here. And then as you inhale, come back to center, bend the left knee, wrap the right leg around the left as much as you can, as before. It doesn't have to be all the way. Just do what you can and then extend the arms. Left arm goes over the right. Choose your variation. Inhale to lift the elbows. Exhale, sit down a little bit more and be strong. Just one more breath. And then release. Maybe shake the legs out a little bit. It's all going to come together in a few moments when we're going to do perfect bird of paradise. Take an inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale. Fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale. Step back into your downward facing dog. So we're going to skip our vinyasa. Inhale. To lift the right leg up. Exhale. Right foot in between the hands and come down with the left knee. Inhale. Low lunge. You can keep the toes of the left foot tucked or untucked, whatever you prefer. And you're going to be in your low lunge. If you want to grab hold of your blocks, if you have them, you can place them just around your foot. We're now going to go into our half split. So as your next inhale, place the hands either on the mat or on blocks in front of you. Bring the hips down. So you're going to stretch your left hip flexor. And as you exhale, bring the hips back. Maybe walk the hands back and extend the right leg. Feeling a nice stretch in the hamstring. And just do it a couple more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bring the hips back. Walk the hands and the blocks, if you're using them, with your hips. Inhale, forward, and exhale back. And now hold your half split for a couple of breaths. Maybe make sure that your back is straight. Maybe do some little pulses towards your leg. And then on the next inhale, coming back forward, walking the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And we're going to go into our lizard pose. So in your lizard, this is already a lizard. If you want to make it a little bit more, lift the left knee. And you can maybe bring in some rocks here, back and forth. Now release the left knee down. And as you exhale, extend the right foot, the right leg. So we're in a similar position to the half split that we were doing before, but it's just a little bit more open to the right. So we're working slightly on the hip as well. And then inhale, come back forward, place the palms down, lift the left knee, and just step back into your downward facing dog. And we're now going to do the other side. Inhale to lift the left leg up. Exhale, left foot in between the hands, place the right knee down, and come up into your low lunge. Holding your lunge for a couple of breaths. And then with the blocks or just the mat in front of you, inhale to bring the hips down. Exhale, bring the hips back, walk the hands and the blocks back. And extend the hamstring. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back and hold your half split. Straight back. And then maybe do a couple of pulses down. And on the next inhale, coming back forward, walk the left foot to the outside of the left hand and find your lizard. It can be this, or if you want, you can lift the knee and maybe rock back and forth. Inhale to place the knee down. Exhale to extend the left leg, bringing the hips back. And on the next inhale, coming back with the palms down and stepping back as you exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale to walk the hands back so that you're going to be in a forward fold at the back of your mat. And as you inhale, roll the back all the way up. And from here, going into tree pose. So going to come to the center. You can stay at the back of your mat. Finding your foundation. Let's start with the right foot again. Finding your foundation into the right leg. And as before, find your drishti, find your focal point, lift the knee up, open the hip to the side, and then place the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right leg, wherever is achievable for you. It can be the thigh, it can be the shin, or it can even be part shin and part floor. So the big toe is still touching the mat if you have trouble today with your balance. As long as it's not the knee, it's better to avoid the joints. And then press the two together. So wherever your foot is touching, press the foot and the leg together so that you're going to energize the leg and the foot, and it's going to be much easier to hold the position rather than leaving them like that and then the foot is just going to slip down. And just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then slowly release with the knee still in front of you. You have two options here, either hugging the knee into your chest, or if you want to play a little bit, maybe grab hold of the big toe and see if you can either extend the leg or maybe not extend, like keeping the knee bent. That's totally fine, but you're working a lot. Wherever you are, if you're holding your foot or even if you're just hugging your knee, open to the side. So either like this, if you're holding your knee, or if you're playing with your flexibility, you can open, like this. And then wherever you are, release, shake the legs out a little bit. And we're going to do the other side. Oh my God. Going to do the other side. Finding your foundation into... Oh my God. Sorry. Finding your foundation onto the left foot. Start lifting the right knee. Open to the side and find your tree pose. Again, you can choose wherever you want to place your foot. It can be different from the other side. Maybe on the other side you place the foot on the shin, and now you're gonna place it on the thigh, or vice versa. And then inhale, knee in front. Either hug the knee into your chest or grab hold of the big toe and see if you can extend or kind of extend the right leg in front. And then wherever you are, open the hip to the side. You can always use the opposite arm as a balancing limb. And then release. And maybe shake the legs out. And now let's see what we can do. We have mobilized and strengthened and stretched a little bit, not too much, but enough, all the parts that have to be used for Bird of Paradise. If you have never tried this, maybe you can start, because there's going to be a lot going on and maybe balancing is going to be a bit hard. You can start just leaning on a wall or a window in my case. So maybe that's going to be a bit better, a bit easier to hold the balance. Or you can just start on your mat. So I'm going to take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to fold. And from here, open the feet hips distance apart. And we're going to start with balancing on the right foot, because that's what we've done so far in the practice. So we're going to take our left arm and place it in between our legs and see if we can take a bind with the right arm up and then folding back. So if you can get to this, then that's fine. If not, you can use the strap, just like we did before. So using a strap to place the left arm just in between your legs and then grabbing hold of different parts of the strap with the right hand. So whatever you are doing, you should be in this strange position to do this strange forward fold. Now, shift the weight onto the right foot. So maybe try and literally shifting the weight, so moving a little bit to the right side. Maybe see if you can come to the big toe. And this can be you for today. So this can be your Bird of Paradise for the day, or your beginning of a Bird of Paradise. If you want to lie on be next to a wall, then you can maybe do this a little bit easier. And then bending the right knee. See if you have the balance here. See if you can lift up with your body and with the leg. And this is already Bird of Paradise. If you want, you can extend the leg. Oh, and if you lose your balance, just fine, go back to the start. So this pose is called Bird of Paradise because you look like a bird of paradise, the flower. So you're rooting down with your right foot, and then your left leg is like the flower that is coming out. And then release wherever you are. If you want to try this on a wall, it might be good for balance. So you might just place your bum on the back of on a wall, and then find the bind with or without the strap. And so then coming up should be a little bit easier. And you know, once you get here, see if you can straighten up a little bit more. You don't have to straighten the leg, this is already fine. If you cannot get the bind, then you can just work on your balance, maybe with hands on the hips, and see if you can, you know, just lift up like this, and then that's fine. That is also a variation of Bird of Paradise. Whatever you tried, let's see if we can try the other one, the other side. So exhaling to fold. Feet are hips distance apart. If you need your strap, make sure that it's close enough to you. And then now the right arm is going to go in between your legs. And we're going to try to get the bind, or try to use the strap to still have a bind. And then shifting the weight onto the left side, onto the left foot. Seeing if we can come to the tip, to the big toe of the right foot. Bend the left knee generously, and then maybe you need to try a little bit. See if you can lift up a little bit and then come down, and then maybe that's you for the day, or maybe you find enough balance to straighten up. If you do, make sure that you're stable. Maybe you're a bit wobbly, and if you can, extend the right leg up. And if you're doing it with a wall, that's totally fine as well. And wherever you are, release. Come back to the top of your mat. Inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hips down. And as gracefully as possible, come down with your glutes on the mat. We're going to go into boat pose, and then we're just going to wind down. Make sure that you're sitting up tall, that your back is straight, shoulders are relaxed, chest is open. Extend the arms in front of you, shift the weight gently to the back. And then when you feel ready, see if you can lift maybe one shin, maybe one at a time, then maybe both together. If you really worked on your flexibility, you can maybe extend the legs. Not my day for that. And then slowly, as you exhale, let go. And come all the way down on the mat. Bending the knees, bringing the feet hips distance apart. Even though you can't see them, bring them as much hips distance apart as you can. And with feet parallel, and maybe see if you can graze the back of the heels with your hands. We're just gonna go into one quick and easy bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips up. Really try to energize your core and your legs. So try to make it meaningful. It's only one. It's the last pose before a twist, happy baby and shavasana. So just give everything you've got. Maybe bringing shoulder blades together, interlacing the fingers behind your back, and push up as much as you can. And then release the hands. Come all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. You can close your eyes. And maybe taking some nice rocks from side to side to give yourself a little bit of a massage. Then extend the arms on the mat, or maybe find a cactus position with your arms. Inhale here, and as you exhale, bring the knees to the right. And the gaze to the left. And now inhale, coming back to center. As you exhale, bring the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the feet with the soles facing up. Open the knees a little bit wider. Grab hold of the big toes or the outside of the feet. And making sure that the whole of your back is firmly planted on the mat. Just find a couple of breaths in your happy baby. Maybe rocking from side to side. Maybe extending the legs if you really feel flexible. Or maybe just standing still in the pose, working on your hips. And you can stay here as much as you want. When you feel ready, just let go of the feet and let the legs extend on the mat. Feet are a bit wider than hips distance apart. Let them roll outwards. And arms are also extended along your body with palms facing up. Make sure that you can fully relax with your hips and your shoulders. And then close your eyes and relax every part of your body. Starting from your toes, relax your soles of the feet, relax the top of the feet, relax the ankles, the shins, the calves. Relax the knees, the thighs. Relax your hamstrings. Send a big breath into your hips to relax them completely. Relax the glutes. Relax your belly, your lower back, your chest, your upper back. Relax your fingertips, your hands, your wrists. Relax your forearms, your arms. Send another big breath into your shoulders. Make sure that they're melting on the mat. Relax your collarbones, your throat. Relax your jaw, your cheeks, your lips, your tongue. Relax your nose. Relax your eyes, your eyelids. Relax your eyebrows and the space in between your eyebrows. Relax your forehead. Relax your ears. The back of your head. And the top of your head. You are completely relaxed. And now start bringing some movement back into your fingertips and toes, bringing your awareness back to the present moment. Start noticing any smell, any noise, the temperature in the room, the light. And maybe take a final big stretch, bringing the feet together and extending the arms overhead. And then with the knees into your chest, give yourself a final hug. And roll onto your favorite side. Taking all the time that you need to come back to a comfortable seated position with eyes still closed and hands into heart center. Take a big inhale and let it go through the mouth. Once again, inhale. Exhale. And I would like you to thank yourself for finding the time this Saturday morning to get on your mat and dedicate an hour, 45 minutes that actually turned more into an hour, to your practice. Thank your body for allowing you to move freely on the mat and to maybe take a full bird of paradise, maybe take the first steps towards it. But still you were able to work on a whole range of movements thanks to your body. And I thank all of you for joining me into this live YouTube. And thank you for donating for this great cause. I also remind you that we have lots of other classes live and also recordings. All of the live classes are also going to be saved for a few days so that you're still able to take this class again if you like, or take any classes of the other amazing teachers all around the world that are joining me in this fundraising. And thank you for donating. And if you haven't donated yet, you can just go onto the link and click on join the team and register and donate. Thank you, everyone, and namaste.